Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is an evening class given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on November 26th, 2019 at New Paniyati Dham in Atlanta, Georgia, USA.
Sri Chaitanya Isram Hare Om Tat Sat. So today we were supposed to have early class, but at the last minute I was informed that we'll have the TLPP exhibit meeting from 6 to 8, but the meeting went till like 9. So I said that since we haven't scheduled for tomorrow, I said it should end at 8 so that the devotees don't have to wait too long. So they said that they'll limit it to 2 hours, 6 to 8, so then I should be able to attend you. I'm sorry for the late night. Said unless we made certain decisions, the TLDP would have to delay the exhibit portion. Wouldn't open on time for the main temple opening in 2022. So we had to make certain decisions tonight. So I asked that you have some questions, and so first I'd like to tell you some story of Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. He would use different examples to make a point. So like he would have in Bengali, he would have a mantra. Gacha katal hobetel. Jackfruit in the tree, oil on your mustache. What does it mean? Funny, right?
Yes.
Does it sound funny? Jackfruit in the tree, oil on your mustache. So he told a story. A guy was walking by an orchard and it had jackfruits. And these one ripe jackfruit was on the top of the tree. Have you ever had jackfruit?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
You're from Mayapur.
Yes.
They have? Yes, India. Have you had jackfruit?
Yes.
Something like very sweet, and it's a bit sticky. So this person loved jackfruit. He thought, I will eat the jackfruit, but it may get stuck on my mustache. And let me curl up my mustache, and the jackfruit won't get stuck on it. I went to the shop, paid a few bucks up, and no oil to rub on his mustache, which is Bengali called gopi, So jackfruit is called katal. Gacha katal, gopi tail. Jackfruit in the tree, oil on the mustache. He was so sure that he was going to eat that jackfruit. He already put the oil on it. So he looked around, no guard in the orchard. He started climbing the tree. He was drooling. Oh, jackfruit, sweet. I'm going to enjoy jackfruit. And then he got up. He almost reached it. A branch broke. And he fell down. He started screaming. And the orchard guard heard him. He said, "You jackfruit thief!" He started beating him with a stick and lying on the ground. God said, "Katal, go to hell." Jackfruit in the tree, oil on his mustache. He was getting beaten. What does that mean? It's a funny story. What does it mean? Can you say, Narayana Krishna, can you tell us? Can you tell us, Rasa Manjari, what does this story mean? Who can tell? Can you tell? Put in the suit. See, he would tell a story. Everyone laugh. And say, what does it mean? No, we know. So, I tell us that person who thinks he'll get Krishna Prema or he'll get the perfection of life, but he doesn't want to go to he would have paid the guard of lion jackfruit. He paid the guard, he take the jackfruit. He wanted to steal the jackfruit, and he got nothing. So if we want to reach Krishna, we have to go to the Guru Parampara. If we want to go directly, I think I'll reach Krishna. I'll steal him. I don't need Guru. I don't need anybody. Then we are in big trouble. And so that the guy, he was so confident he would get the jackfruit. He put mustard on his, he put oil on his mustache. So like that, if someone thinks they can reach Krishna, they can have love of Krishna or perfection of life without going to the Guru Parampara, without taking Guru, then that's like a guy who's trying to steal the jackfruit. He was very confident, I'll get the jackfruit. So much oil on his mustache. But he didn't get the jackfruit. He got beaten by material energy, by the guard, and all he got was trouble, was hurt. So we should also, he would tell a story like this. It'd be very funny. I don't know what it means. It has a very deep meaning. And he would tell the meaning. And after that, if someone's trying to jump over the Guru or something, he would say, Gacha Gata, holy tail. And then that would mean the whole story, they're trying to jump over the Guru. So he had a whole book called ISKCON, the stories of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I just want to share that with you. Mostly here, I see ladies, they don't have mustache, they don't have to worry. We want the boys and the girls, men and the women, Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, to engage in the spreading of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada was saying how a wife at home is like a cat. She's like a domestic, very nice. But when she's out preaching, she's like a tigress, out on the hunt. How to give people all Krishna consciousness. So that's how the women can also be very qualified to preach Krishna consciousness. Are there any questions today? Huh? What? Hello.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my respectful obeisances.
Okay.
1. Question number 1. How much does astrology chart come true for How much does astrology chart come true for an initiated devotee?
How much does it come true? You see, the astrological chart is what tells us what our birth karma is. And they change that by being a devotee. So it may change depending on how much we are surrendered. But also it depends on the astrologer, because he might not even read the chart properly. So there are many factors. So to some extent, it shows the way that our birth influence is. Now we can change that by Krishna consciousness. In fact, holding our hands, it says, the lines on the hand, which is another way of telling my future. Astrologically, they get changed by chanting Hare Krishna and clapping our hands. So, Prabhupada said, well, we should take such readings with a grain of salt. They show the general direction, but they're not conclusive in themselves. Also, Chanakya Pandit said that if some candidate or minister is too much dependent on astrology, he will not be a successful minister. So, we just take it with a grain of salt. We may be interested to see what influences we have from birth, but we may change that by Krishna consciousness. By Krishna.
Question number 2.
2.
Should parents who are initiated check astrology of their kids?
Well, the custom is that when a child is born, they see what his astrological chart is, because that will tell you the karma of the child from birth. So in South India, they also see say the Madhva Sampradaya, they see the chart of a child and see if his future shows he'll be a sannyasi. And accordingly, they give sannyas to young men. It doesn't always work. I know one boy, he married, all after taking sannyas, he married a cowherd girl. So, it's not foolproof. Whether it was the wrong reading or the bad association or whatever, but there's a custom, and that was done with Lord Chaitanya, and therefore he was Nilambar Chakravarti Thakur. He was the grandfather of Lord Chaitanya, and he was a renowned astrologer. So you could see that he would be very uplifting for the whole world. So he gave the name Vishwambar. And Dragamuni, he could see that Krishna was an avatar, but he couldn't say that to his parents. So he said that he would have the power of Narayana. So it's customary to have a qualified astrologer say what the future of your child is. How much they realize, or if they don't raise these things, but it gives an indication.
Question number 3. Beyond the TOVP, what are future projects needed in Mayapur? How can we help you develop Mayapur in the future?
Beyond the TLTV,
Yes.
we're developing a master plan in which we'll have some theme parks and Robert wanted a university there with ability to give degrees, undergraduate and graduate degrees. So right now we have 3 schools and several adult education institutions. So one follows the Delhi board, one follows Cambridge, and one follows the traditional Gurukul. Ananda Divan Krishna Das is a product of our Gurukul. You know some mantras? Can you chant any mantras?
Yes, Lord.
I learn how the Yagyas mantras, but they also learn math, writing, the basic things. So we have these 3 schools, and adult we have a Mayapur Academy, which is teaching deity worship. We have the Mayapur Institute, which gives the degrees Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. Like that, we have the Kirtan Institute. I don't know what its formal name is. They teach how to play mridanga, harmonium. Like that, we have different schools. So, devotees come from all over the world and participate. So that's one thing. We need teachers for our university, teachers for the existing schools, and designers for the theme parks. I'm also trying to implement certain programs. CDM, the Congregational Development Ministry, we're trying to develop I'm trying to take care of my disciples. So we have the e-care system that we're trying to develop. Like that, we have different zonal secretary program to take care of the zone and many different programs. There's some IT specialists, especially from UK, Satyanada Gauranga, he's helping establish these programs to help take care of disciples, to expand the ministry, etc. I start out, we had Mayapur 5 or 7 devotees. Now we have about 7,000. And Prabhupada said in the future, we'll have between 25 and 50,000. On Another question.
Question number 4. What is more important
Yes.
in developing one's taste and understanding? What is more important in developing one's taste and understanding? Preaching or association with devotees? When living in a place where one can't have both?
What was the first one?
Preaching.
First thing.
What is more important in developing one's taste and understanding?
Taste.
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 Taste, yes.
I can't understand why you can be that you can't develop a taste or you can't preach. Like except maybe in a desert something. Anywhere you are, there are people, right? So you can preach to the people. And wherever you are, you can chant Hare Krishna. You can take Krishna Prasad. Read Prabhupada's books. And develop your taste and your Krishna consciousness. I can't imagine where you'll be where you can't do both.
Sorry, Guru Maharaj, I just wanted to clarify. This person lives in a place where you can preach. There's a lot of opportunity to preach because there's no devotees. So either stay in the place where you can preach or move somewhere close by where there's a lot of devotees, but there's not many opportunities to preach.
Well, now is the internet era. So you can also hear people give classes. You know, I give a class every day, something or another, and most every day. And one can hear classes or download Prabhupada's classes and listen. So even though you're maybe someplace without much devotee association, you can go sometimes and have the association like we have in Atlanta. They have Aniyati Festival, and last year they have the Kirtan Mela. So you know, visit sometime a year, and then by internet you can hear classes, you can associate with devotees, grown up, talk to people. At the same time you can preach. As far as what is better, hard to say. I still like both. Like Prabhupada was saying that in staying Mayapur, eventually the people will come. Now you see in Mangal Arati, there's like thousands and thousands of devotees in Mayapur. And by the Bhagavatam class, about 500 to 1,000 English class, Russian class, Bengali and Hindi class. So we have the Mayapur TV, and they have different temples around the world. Which is better? I kind of have to see your own consciousness. Preaching. When I grew up, there are 3 temples in Islam: New York, Montreal, and San Francisco. No, there wasn't much association. I was busy going places and opening new temples. I opened the Toronto Temple. I opened the Chicago Temple with Bhagavan Das. I opened different temples. I was the first president in Calcutta. I went to Mayapur. I've been there ever since. From the beginning, there wasn't much association in Mayapur, but now there's so much. So, someone has to be a pioneer. If you find it difficult, then maybe you have to go where there's association. But if you could do that, if you could rather learn to give association, take it to the internet, to phone, to hearing, to reading, then that's also very nice. How to kind of see how your consciousness is. If you're getting weak, and go someplace where there's association. But even if you're in some place where there's association, some people don't take it. I'm sure that although there's lots of association in Atlanta, there are some people who are very strong, probably some people are very weak. So it's not just associated, it's how you take it. We have some people in life where they don't go to Mangalarti. And some people, they go every day.
Question number 5. In the early days of ISKCON, young devotees were given the opportunity to become leaders. Why are there so few opportunities for younger devotees to take leadership roles today?
I can't fully agree with that. And see, as I said, we are meant to manage ourselves out of the job. I was the president in Montreal, the third president. But as soon as I was able, I gave the presidentship to Sripati Das, and he'll be the president. I went and opened up Toronto. And Prabhupada called me to LA. I went to LA, I saw Prabhupada. Then he said, I'm not going to send you to India now, I'll send you later. We have our own place. In the meantime, you go and help Bhagavan open up Chicago. So I went to Chicago and helped open that temple. And Prabhupada called and said, now it's time for you to go to India. So like that, if devotees want to, they could open up. How many temples do you have in USA? There's so many states, there's 50 states. I don't think every state has a temple. I don't know if there's a temple in Kentucky or in Alabama. Here we're in Georgia. In South Carolina, I had land donated. There's no one to lead it up. Tell me who are the young people that are ready to take responsibility, ready to take headaches, ready to manage something very sudden. I'll tell you there'll be a place you can put them. Nothing else they can learn. Now we have Bhakti, Riksha groups, we have non-hot groups, and there's plenty of chance to learn how to do that. So, I'm not fully agree. Maybe you have some old temples and you have old devotees who manage the temples. That's also good. Also, some of the old temples, they need new devotees, and some of them, there's plenty of room to expand. In California, there's many temples, but in Arizona, there's 2 temples, Phoenix and Tucson. But in New Mexico, I don't think there's any temple. Is it? So there's so many temples to expand, and young devotees, they could take that initiative. I've been encouraging my disciples to take responsibility, to take different types of initiatives to spread Krishna consciousness. And I'm very grateful for those who are doing so. Thank you. Got it?
That's it. No more questions.
This is 1861. The Supreme Law is situated in everyone's heart or tune. It is directed in wondering and all living in it, who is seated in the heart of all material energy. And the Super Soul knows everyone's past, present, and future activities. Future activities, okay? The living energy gets everybody the living energy gets everybody what he deserves. Can you please narrate on this, my Guru Raj?
It says in the Bhagavad Gita, the living entity gets what he deserves and is carried by the material body, which is created in the material energy under the direction of the super soul. Can you please explain? This is from 18th chapter, text number 61, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Purport. The translation is, Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Arjuna was not the supreme knower, and his decision to fight or not to fight was confined to his limited discretion. Lord Krishna instructed that the individual is not all in all. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, or He Himself Krishna, as a localized super soul, sits in the heart, directing the living being. After changing bodies, the living entity forgets his past deeds. But the super soul, as a knower of the past, present, and future, remains the witness of all his activities. Therefore, all the activities of living entities are directed by this super soul. The living entity gets what he deserves and is carried by the material body, which is created in the material energy under the direction of the super soul. As soon as a living entity is placed in a particular type of body, he has to work under the spell of that bodily situation. A person seated in a high-speed motor car goes faster than one seated in a slower car, though the living entities, the drivers, may be the same. Similarly, by the order of the Supreme Soul, material nature fashions a particular type of body to a particular type of living entity so that he may work according to his past desires. The living entity is not independent. One should not think himself independent of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The individual is always under the Lord's control. Therefore, one's duty is to surrender. And that is the injunction of the next verse.
So, we may desire to be a Lord, a King, but our karma may be such that we're not qualified to be a human king. Become king of the crocodiles. So, you may desire certain things, but to what extent we'll get that depends on what we deserve, what our karma was. And we don't remember, but Krishna does. He knows what we want. He knows what we did. So accordingly, He lets us enjoy what we want, but to the extent that we deserve it. We may want money, but we don't deserve much. So we get 200,000. Someone else may get millions. Why one is born with lots of money, one born poor. So they all want money. But one person, he may have done such activities that he deserves to have more facility. Then, if he misuses that, next life, he'll be in a difficult situation. There was a man, he had no money and no children, but he was born in a Brahmin family. So he went to one rishi and asked, why is it that I have no children and money? He said, in your previous life, you are a rich Sudra. You had hoarded your money, buried it, you didn't give it to your wife or your children. You wanted to have all the money. And then you suddenly died. And your wife and children, they didn't know where you had the money. So they had lived in poverty, although you were very rich. So, as a result, you have no children and no money. So he said, well, how did I get born in a Brahmin family? Oh, for 3 days, you, in the month of Vaishak, you had a Vaishnava guest in your house, and you fed him and served him. Because of that, you were born in a Brahmin family and you have a good wife. So what can I do? Well, there's 7 days left in the month of Vaishak. Find some Vaishnava and serve them. And you can have children and money. So, what our karma is, here is a person, he wanted money, wanted kids, but he didn't get it. Why? That was because of his previous karma. Now the rishi, he could see that person's karma. He could see his own karma. The rishi could see it. And the Sudra soul, he could see it. So, we should surrender to Krishna. We should try to do a lot of service to Krishna. And as a result, we stay in this world, have a better facility, or if we desire to serve the Lord, then we go back to the spiritual world, serve the Lord there. Is that clear? Not clear?
It's clear.
Let's tell which way it is. Oh, yeah. Hey,
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.